was 52 years old when a stranger walked into the little kopitiam where I sold quih every morning and said, "Are you Auntie Lena from Kampong Baru? Born 1971? I nodded, still holding the tray of freshly steamed angku. He placed a yellowed envelope on the table and said, softly, "Your son is getting married next month. He asked me to find you." My knees gave way right there, between the plastic stools and the smell of coffee. My name is Lena, just Lena. For 31 years, I thought I had no children. They told me my baby died the day he was born. They even held a small funeral. I carry flowers to a tiny grave that had my family name on it. I cried until I had no more tears. Then I folded that pain into a corner of my heart and kept living, because what else could I do? Let me take you back, slowly, the way old memories come back, piece by piece, like rain on a zinc roof. I grew up in a small wooden house on stilts. My father was a fisherman. My mother took in sewing. There were 7 of us children, and I was the quiet one who liked books more than people. At 17, I fell in love with a boy named Raman. He worked at the bus depot and had the kindest smile I had ever seen. We met behind the mosque after evening prayers. We talked about running away to Kuala Lumpur, about having a little flat and children who would never know hunger. But my father found the letters I hid under my mattress. He beat me with his belt until I couldn't sit. My mother cried but said nothing. In our village, a girl who brings shame disappears. One night, they woke me while the house was still dark. My uncle drove me to a town 3 hours away. My auntie there ran a home for girls in trouble. They told the neighbors I had gone to study nursing in Penang. That was the last time anyone in my family said my name out loud. I was 6 months pregnant when I arrived. The home was clean but silent. We woke at 5, prayed, cooked, sewed, and waited. I felt my baby kick every evening when the azan sounded. I whispered to him through my belly, "We will be all right, Sayang. Mama will find a way." I gave him a secret name in my heart, Adam. The labor came early, on a rainy Thursday. I remember the pain, the old midwife's hands, the kerosene lamp swinging above me. Then I heard a cry, strong and angry. My son was born alive. The midwife wrapped him in a towel and said, "A boy, healthy." I reached for him, but they told me to rest. When I woke again, the sister from the home was sitting beside me. She held my hand and said gently, "Lena, the baby was too small. He didn't make it. We have buried him already. It is better this way." I screamed until my throat bled. They gave me an injection, and I slept for 2 days. When I could walk again, they showed me a tiny wooden cross in the backyard with the name Baby Boy, 20 March 1991. I knelt there every day for a month. Then, one morning, they put me on a bus with 50 ringgit and a plastic bag of clothes. "Go and start again," they said. "Your family doesn't want you back." I never asked questions. In those days, we believed what elders told us. I came to the city with nothing but grief. I rented a small room above a tailor shop. I learned to make kui from an old Hainanese lady and sold them at the morning market. Year after year passed. I watched other women carry their children on their hips and felt the hole inside me grow bigger. Some nights, I walked to the railway station just to watch families reunite, pretending one of them was mine. I stopped celebrating my birthday. I stopped writing my family name on forms. I became Auntie Lena who sells nice seri muka. That was enough. Or so I told myself. The years turned into decades. My hair went gray early. My hands became rough from kneading dough. I saved a little money and bought a tiny zinc roof house on the edge of the city. I planted a rambutan tree in the front yard and talked to it the way I once talked to my belly. Sometimes customers asked why I never married. I smiled and said, I have all of you, enough already. Then came that morning in the kopitiam. The envelope the stranger gave me had my old name written on it, Lina Binti Abdullah. Inside was a wedding invitation and a letter in careful handwriting. Dear Mak, my name is Adam bin Rahman. I am 31 years old. I was told my mother died giving birth to me. Last year, my adoptive father passed away, and my mother showed me papers. She cried and said you never wanted to give me away. She said my real mother was forced. I have been looking for you for 9 months. If you are willing, I would like to call you Mac, even if only once. I am getting married on 15th April. Please come. I saved the front seat for you. Your son, Adam. I read it 10 times. Then I closed the shop and took the bus to the address written at the bottom. A neat terrace house in Subang Jaya. A young woman opened the gate. She looked at me, eyes already wet, and said, You look exactly like him. Then she called toward the house. Adam, she's here! A call man came running out barefoot. He had Rahman's eyes and my mouth. He stopped 2 steps away, as if scared I would disappear. I opened my arms without thinking. He fell into them like a child, taller than me, but shaking. He kept saying, Mak, Mak, I found you, I found you. We sat in their living room for hours. His adoptive mother, Kak Siti, brought tea and cried quietly in the corner. She told me everything. When I gave birth, the home sister had lied. My father had come the next day with money and said, Take the baby. Tell her it died. She is dead to us anyway. They gave the baby to Kak Siti and her husband, who had been waiting years for a child. They registered Adam as their own. My family paid for everything and swore everyone to silence. Kak Siti showed me the receipt. 5,000 ringgit in 1991. That was the price of my son. I listened without anger. Only a deep, deep tiredness. Adam held my hand the whole time. He told me about his childhood, how he always felt something missing, how he hated Mother's Day at school because he didn't know who to draw. He showed me photos. First birthday, graduation, the rambutan tree in his backyard that he planted because he liked the name. I laughed through tears when I saw it was the same tree I have in my own yard. Night came. They begged me to stay. I said I needed to go home and think. Adam drove me back in silence. At my little gate, he asked, Will you come to the wedding, Mac? I touched his cheek and said, Try and stop me. The next weeks were a gentle storm. Adam came every day after work. He brought dinner, fixed my leaking roof, sat on my floor, and asked me to tell him stories about his father. I told him how Raman loved to sing P. Ramlee songs off-key, how he promised to buy me a gold ring one day. Adam listened like a thirsty man drinking water. Kak Siti came too. She brought baby clothes she had saved all these years, tiny baju kurung I never got to see him wear. She said, I loved him, but I always knew one day he would need you more. We cried together on my front step while the neighbors pretended not to watch. My own family heard the news. My younger sister called once. She said, Lina, Abba is old. Don't make trouble. I said calmly, I am not making trouble. I am collecting what was always mine. She hung up. No one else called. I wore a soft, purple baju kurung I sewed myself. Adam had sent material and begged me to make something nice. I pinned a small jasmine flower in my hair, the same flower I wore the day I thought I buried my son. When I walked into the hall, 300 people turned. Adam stood at the entrance in his cream sonket, eyes shining. He took my hand and walked me down the aisle himself. The MC announced, the mother of the groom, Puan Lina Binti Abdullah. Some people gasped. Some cried. I just looked at my son and smiled. At the Pelamin, Adam knelt in front of me the way grooms do for mothers. He kissed my hand and said loud enough for everyone, "Thank you for giving me life, Mak. Today I have 2 mothers, but you are the one who carried me first." The whole hall was silent, except for soft sobbing. Later, his bride Aisha hugged me tight and whispered, "He talks about you every day. Welcome home, Mak." I felt something inside me that had been broken for 31 years click gently back into place. These days, Adam and Aisha live 10 minutes from my little house. They come every weekend with food and laughter. Sometimes Kaksiti joins us and we sit under my rambutan tree drinking teh tarik while the children, my grandchildren, chase chickens. Adam calls me Mak in front of everyone now. He hung a sign on my gate, Ruma Mak Lina. He says it is the proudest address in the world. I still sell quail every morning. But now when mothers buy from me, I look at their children a little longer. I know how fragile the thread is between having them and losing them. Some nights I sit on my front step and look at the stars. I no longer feel empty. The grave in that faraway backyard was never my son's. It was the grave of the old Lena, who believed she had nothing left. The real Adam was growing up under another mother's love, waiting for the day our paths would cross again. If you are listening tonight and someone once told you your child was gone, please hold on to hope a little longer. Sometimes the world buries names, but it cannot bury love. Love finds its way home, even after 31 years. And if you are a mother waiting for a child you think you lost, keep your door open. Keep your heart soft. One day you might hear footsteps running toward you, calling the name you thought no one would ever say again. Thank you for walking this long road with me tonight. May every lost child find their way back, and may every mother's arms be filled again. Good night, my dears. Sleep gently. Your story is still being written.